The second thing that I want to talk to you about is education. Listen to me. If you want to become successful and build your life, you need education. You must be educated. Before you get any ideas, when I talk about education here, I'm talking about both formal and informal education. Now, be careful here. For you to truly become successful, you need both. Okay, you need some formal education, you need some informal education. But I will dare to say that you need more of the informal education than the formal education. Because you see, there are a lot of things that you would have to learn through unconventional ways, generally. There are a lot of things that you have to learn through unconventional ways. Like the things that I'm sharing with you here about a business. Okay, you won't do an MBA somewhere and you will be taught this thing in this manner how I've explained it. Okay, so, and how many people even have money to attend any MBA or do MBA programs? So there are a lot of things that you have to learn. Something like about the mindset of money that I'm talking about. You're not going to learn this in the university. You're not going to learn this in your MBA program or your MSc program or whatever the heck PhD program. The 99.9% of the time, your lecturer or your professor is a brokey himself. I mean, 99.9% of the time, they are broke. They don't even know about money. They are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have anything in their pension, with all due respect to them. So you want to make money? You don't listen to a professor. You have to go to the street, because that is the informal education. Informal education. So really, for you to become successful, books will have to be your friends. Podcasts, great podcasts, like what you are listening to, like podcast on finance, podcast about entrepreneurship, podcast about personal development. You need to read books, listen to podcasts. You must attend events, seminars. They're going to help you. These are informal ways that you study. Mentorship. Let someone mentor you. Listen to me. Whatever it is that you want to do, someone has done it. Wherever you are going, someone has been there. Let someone mentor you. Let someone usher you. You can have all the degrees in the world, but if nobody knows you, nobody ushers you, nobody mentions your name in a place, you are screwed. Networking. There is no course that you're going to learn how to network. You have to learn about this. It's an informal knowledge you must have. You have to learn about money, how it works, how we make it, how we keep it, how we multiply it. You have to learn this. Education is key. But I'm not just talking about your formal education. Yes, we respect your degree. We respect your MBA. We respect your MSc. We respect all of those things that you learn and all those papers you get. But what really makes you wealthy, what really makes you live life on your own terms, will be from the informal education. You must learn about communication. How do you communicate? You must learn about IT. How do you leverage social media? How do you leverage technology to make money? Education is key. So you want to become wealthy, you want to become successful, you want to stand out, you want to achieve your goals, you want to build any business at all in this world, you need to educate yourself. And that is why I said yes, in as much as your first degree, your MBA, your MSc, whatever the heck, it's important. Your professional certificates is all important. Many of the things that will actually make you live life on your own terms will be things that you learn from the informal source. So you need a balance of the two. Some formal education, then some informal education. There are some of you, all you know about is banking. All you know about is agriculture. All you know about is accounting. All you know about is this, what you study in school. That is all you know about in the world. How can you live life on your own terms? How can you be successful? How can you achieve financial wisdom, financial independence? How can you achieve that if you're relying on your certificate alone? You need some street knowledge. So education is key. So you have to educate yourself. And that is why I said reading books. Got to be careful. It's not every book that you read. And when I say reading books, it doesn't mean read cover to cover. No. So I've seen people who brag. Yeah, I've read, 10 books this week. I've read, 200 books. Then they'll be showing it on their status and things that they have read this book. They have read this book. But you look at their life is in an opposite direction to the books that they claim they have read. And sometimes it breaks my heart. So I look at them and I'm like you've read these books and your life still suck. You've read these books and you didn't learn anything. You've read these books and you've not implemented any change in your life. You got to be careful. Yes, read books, but it doesn't mean cover to cover. I have books that I bought like 5 years ago. I have not finished reading them. Because as and when I face a challenge, I scan through my books and I found out, okay, then I go to a chapter that covers the challenge that I'm looking for. Then I go there. Sometimes I don't even read the whole chapter. Sometimes by the time I finish reading the first page of the chapter or 2 pages of a chapter, boom, I have my solution. I pick it, I move. So my question to you is this: how educated are you? And if I ask, how educated are you? Don't bullshit me with your certificate. I'm not impressed with people's certificates. When I see, I respect that, yeah, they have the certificate, but I'm not impressed with the certificate. Show me your life, how that certificate has improved your life. That's it. How that certificate has transformed your life. That's what I'm interested in. What realistic thing have you done with a certificate? So I'm not impressed with people's formal education, because a lot of them are just nonsense. At the end of the day, people just brag with it. They have this qualification, they have that qualification, they have this qualification, but they don't have anything even in their head to corroborate what they claim they have the certificate in. I've had people attend an interview and on their CV, they claim they have this certificate. Then at the interview, they've brought the certificate you've seen. Yeah, they got the certificate from this university. Then you ask them, do this tax. Then they are sitting down. But this is what you have studied. So you ask yourself, what the heck did you study in the university anyways? What the heck is that formal education you have anyways? And so I'm not impressed with people's, formal education. I'm not intimidated. If I see people with a lot of those numbers, a lot of those certificates, and they are walking around and brag around, I ask myself a couple of questions. Number one, what is the reflection of your life? If I see that your life sucks, your life is miserable, you are not living a happy life, you are not transforming anybody's life, you are not changing anybody's life, and you complain, you ditch, you mourn, you just walk around sheepishly stupid and other things, I know that you are crazy, because you think formal education will make you the way you are. No, I respect people who have street knowledge. Because street knowledge from books, from podcasts, attending events, mentorship, networking will transform your life. And it's something that is about my life. On my team, the people I employ, I'm not impressed with your school. I'm not impressed with the certificate you have. No. When you come, I give you a tax. Do it. If you claim you studied it, do it and let me see. And that is why a lot of companies now, the Fortune 500 companies, a lot of them are even transitioning from employing just people with formal certificates to people who can actually do the job. So there are people who have the skills but don't have the formal education. They are comfortable employing those people because these are the people who have gone the extra mile to learn it in the informal way, and they are the best people always. So how educated are you? Get some formal education, but on top of that, make sure you have some informal education as well. And for you to become successful, a lot will rise and fall on the informal education.